Shalom, shalom, kulam. Baruch haba b'shem Yahweh. Shalom, shalom to the AASH-Beni Israel family. I'm Uziyahu Ben Israel. I'm sorry. I'm Uziyahu Ben Israel. The founder, the spearheader, the creator of AASH-Beni Israel. But this was inspired and made for our people. Okay, so what I'm going to get into, I'm going to get into the three sons of Noah: Japheth, Ham, and Shem. Let's get into it. So hold on, I got to share my screen. Hold on 1 second, you all. We're going to get right into it. All right. Let me start here. Hold on 1 second. So we're about to bring forth, because I think my last video y'all wasn't able to see the slide, so we're gonna show it this time. Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. Hold on 1 second, you all. Just bear with me. All right. I gotta check something right quick. Make sure I'm on. Good. Make sure we can see everything. Make sure that y'all can see. Okay, yeah, we ready to go. All right, let's go. So this is AASH-Beni Israel, the three sons of Noah: Japheth, Ham, and Shem. Genesis 10 by Uziyahu Ben Yehuda. All right. This is the logo of AASH-Beni Israel. And then this is the website, Afro-Asiatic So I will be updating the site. I'm always, I'm in the process of like adding content, adding things to it. But anyway, save the site, go to the site. I'll be having the flags and stuff ready. I mean, you can order them. It's going to be a 4 to 6 week wait time. So when you order them, of course, you know, just expect 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. So, excuse me. So if you guys want to start ordering flags, just let me know. And I'm going to update my site just to make sure I'm going to clear off some things and just have it so it's clean and simple and ready for, it's going to be the ancient flag, the diaspora flag, and then the banner, the AASH-Beni Israel banner, the maroon and gold flag. With what you see, you're going to see the AASH there. You're going to see this on there. And you're going to see that, and this is going to be in maroon. But I'm going to set it up a certain way. All right, so let's get started, y'all. All right, the three sons of Noah: Japheth, Ham, and Shem. Genesis chapter 10. Before we start, I want to talk about the human family before the flood. That'll be Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through Genesis chapter 7 through 5. So this is the genealogy of Adam, right? So Adam and Eve were Adam and Kawah. They had Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel, so that's why you don't see any of his descendants, right? And then here's Cain's descendants. And then Adam and Kawah, once Cain was, I guess, kicked out, he had a mark on him. He was kicked out. Then they had Seth. And so this is Seth's generation down to Noah. And then Yah had Noah and his three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So Noah, his wife, Ham and his wife, Shem and his wife, Japheth and his wife, they was on the ark, right? And so everyone today is post the flood. So the human beings, we are from Noah's son, either Ham, Shem, or Japheth. Let's get started, y'all. All right. Now, the three sons of Noah: Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? So you have Ham. Ham is Africa. That's Genesis 10, 6 through 20. So that's Ham, Africa. You have Shem, Middle East, Northeast Africa, right? Genesis 10, 21 through 32. That's Shem. Right? And then you have Japheth, that's Europeans, Indo-Europeans, Europe. Genesis 10, 1 through 5. All right, so Noah's son Japheth, we're going to start with him. And that's Genesis chapter 10, 1 through 5. Okay? Now, bear with me with these names, okay? I'm going to try my best. All right, you have the Japhethites. And this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer and Magog, Madai and Yawan and Tubal and Meshech and Teras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Rithpah, and Togarmah. The sons of Yawan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kedem, and Dodanim. From these, the coastland peoples of the nations were separated into their lands, everyone according to his language, according to their clans, and to their nations. Now, in the King James Version, you'll see from these, the Isle of the Gentiles, right? So you'll see the Isle of the Gentiles there. That's in the King James Version. But in this version, you see the coastland peoples, okay? Now, another thing, you have the son of Japheth. Japheth had a son named Gomer. Gomer had a son named Ashkenaz, right? And Ashkenaz actually represents Germany, okay? And so I know you do have some, you do have some Jews that are, some Jews and Arabs, they're actually come from Japheth, like the, so you're going to have them from different places, okay? So you do have Jews and Arabs that are Shemitic, and you have Jews and Arabs that are from Japheth. And you see, and Ashkenaz, even when they speak about their European Jewry, right? So you have Ashkenaz, the Ashkenazis, they come from Ashkenaz, Gomer. Gomer comes from Japheth, the Japhethites, the Gentiles. All right, let's keep it going. So here you see Japheth, Europe, you see Europe, Genesis 10, 1 through 5, and you see Japheth. And here is the names that I just spoke of. All right, Japheth is the father of the Gentiles, Europeans, Indo-Europeans, Jews, and Arabs, okay? White people. The Japhethite nations, and they're half Asian nations, right? So some Asian nations are under Japheth, and some Asian nations are under Shem, all right? So the descendants of Japheth will be called Japhethite or Japhethic, right? The European peoples, lands, languages, etc. is Japheth, Japhethic, okay? Noah's son Ham. And that'll be Genesis 10, 6 through 20. Let's get into it. All right. Genesis, the Hamites, all right? And the sons of Ham, Cush. Cush would be the Ethiopians, the Nubians. Under the Afro-Asiatic, you have the Oromos and the Somalis because they're Cushites, So the sons of Ham, Cush, Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is Kemet. Mitzrayim is Egypt, right? And Put. Put is some Somalians and Libyans, like Puntland, Put. And Canaan, the Canaanites. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Hawilah, Sapta, and Ramah, and Saptika. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush brought forth Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one of the earth. So Nimrod will be a Cushite or Ethiopian, right? Remember the one who built the Tower of Babel. He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh. Therefore it says, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahweh. And the beginning of his reign was Babel and Erech and Akkad and Canaan in the land of Shinar. From that land he went to Ashur and built Nineveh and Rehoboth, Ir, and Keilah, and Resen between Nineveh and Keilah, the great city. And Mitzrayim brought forth Ludim and Anamim and Lahabim and Naphtuhim and Pathrusim. Oh, sorry about that. Pathrusim, Kasluhim, from whom came the Philistines, and Kaphturim. And Canaan brought forth Sidon, his firstborn, and Heath, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites, and the Girgashites, and the Hivites, and the Argites, and the Sinite, and the Arwadite, and the Tzimarites, and the Hamathite. And afterward, the clans of the Canaanites were spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites were Sidon, as you go forth Gerar, as far as Azah, as you go toward Sidom, Amorah, Admah, Seboim, as far as Lasha. These were the sons of Ham, according to their clans, according to their languages, in their lands, in their nations. All right. Now, all right. All right. So you have this is Ham, this is Africa, Genesis 10, 6 through 20. You see Africa, right? All those names that I said, and forgive me for the names, y'all. All the names that I said, they're right here. All right. Oh, and another thing when it concerns Africa, you have Ham's son Canaan, right? Canaan land is located where what we call Israel today. So Israel is on the African tectonic plate, right? So even if a person push away the rest of the Middle East, but Israel is on the African tectonic plate. Israel is northeast Africa, right? This is still East Africa, west, south, north, east, because that was still a part of Africa. So you have East Africa, we're Northeast Africans, okay? We're part of this continent as well. So if Canaan, which is a part of Ham, so let's say a person just deal with Ham. So Canaan land, the land of Israel, is still a part of Ham, and it's on the African tectonic plate. It still made it. So technically, Israel is still, or Canaan land, aka Israel, is still a part of Africa, right? But the Israelites, the Israelites are actually from Shem. They're Shemitic Africans. So you have Canaan, he was a Hamite African, and then you have Israel, we are Shemitic Africans, but still that landmass is Northeast Africa, okay? All right, Ham is the father of the Africans, African and Hamitic nations, and half of the continent of Africa, because the other half of Africa is what we will call the Middle East, or what we call Shem land, or the Middle East. That's the other half of Africa. And when Yah spoke to Abraham, he said, from the great river Euphrates to the river, from the river of Egypt, that would be the Nile. So from Euphrates to the Nile, that was the borders of the Garden of Eden. You know, Eden, when he planted the garden. So you have Eden from your Euphrates to the river Nile. You have Abraham. This is his promise. And then you have Israel. These are the biblical borders of Israel. That's Africa. That's Eden. All right. The descendants of Ham are called Hamite or Hamitic. Ham, African, Hamitic people, lands, languages, etc. is Ham, Hamitic. All right. Noah's son Shem. Now it'll be Genesis chapter 10, 21 through 32. Let's get into it. All right. The Shemites. Semites, right? Okay, 21. Also the Shem, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, children were born. The sons of Shem, Elam, Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the sons of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, Mash. And Arphaxad brought forth Shelah, and Shelah brought forth Eber. Eber is another name for Hebrew, right? And Abraham was called Eber, the Hebrew. And to Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg. Now in Hebrew, you have P and F is interchangeable. So it will either be Peleg or Pheleg. Now in the Tigrinya language, they do have people named with the F, Pheleg, or in Hebrew it's Peleg. So both of those names are basically the same. One uses the F, one uses the P. And even in Hebrew, the P and the F are interchangeable. And that word means divided. So for those who know, those who know Tigrinya, those who know the Habesha language, if you heard that, some of your language have Hebrew, and those who are understanding Hebrew, you'll hear some of Hebrew, and it goes hand in hand. So one was Peleg, Pheleg, for in his days the earth was divided. And his brother name was Yoktan. And Yoktan brought forth Almodad and Shelef and Harsarmawith and Yerah and Hadoram, Uzal and Diklah and Obal and Abimael, Sheba and Ophir and Hawilah and Yobad. all these was the son of Yoktan, and their dwelling place was from Mesha. And as you go toward Sephar, a mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem, according to their clans, according to their languages, in their lands, according to their nations, right? These were the clans of the sons of Noah, according to their generations and their nations. And from these, the nations were divided on the earth after the flood. Okay? So here you have Shem. See that red part right there? That's Israel, which is part of, remember, on the African tectonic plate. So regardless if it's Canaan or if it's Israel, it's still it's East Africa, Northeast Africa. And then this also, that was a part of Africa too. And you see all those names, forgive me, all those names that I said, they're there. Now look, remember Shem. Shem, Arphaxad, you go all the way down. You have Abraham. Abraham had Yitzchak, right? Yitzchak had Esau, which is the Edomites. Yaakov, his name was changed to Israel, the Israelites, right? You have Israel coming from Shem's son, Arphaxad, from Abraham all the way down. Isaac, Jacob, boom, right there. You have the Moabites. Remember Ruth, Haran, Lot, Moab, right? Our ancestor Ruth comes from there. You have the Midianites, right? Which is in Saudi Arabia. Remember, yeah. So, okay, let's go. Shem is the father of the Shemitic Africans. So you have the Hamitic Africans and you have the Shemitic Africans, right? Middle Eastern and Asiatic nations. And this is the other half of the continent of Africa. So descendants of Shem are called Shemite or Shemitic. Shem, African. So African Shemitic people, lands, languages, etc. is Shem, Shemitic. And when you look on, so look, this is video 2. I want y'all to go to video 1. If you go to video 1, which is defining AASH-Beni Israel, I go into a lot of different things. I go into the Shemitic Africans. Just a quick example, the Hebrews, the Israelites, the Hebrews, Israel, the language, the people, the area, we are Shem, and we are Shemitic Africans. So remember, we're Northeast Africans. But then Southern Shemitic, you have the Tigranian people, you have the Amharic, you have Yemen. They are Southern Shemitic. They're Africans. They're East Africans. We're East Africans. So you had a lot of people of Ham. Shem was mistaken for as people of Ham because you got Ethiopia, you got Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You have Ethiopia, you have Egypt, you have Canaan, you have Libya. You have some of our people, our Shemitic ancestors. You couldn't tell the difference between Ham and Shem. And Afro-Asiatic means Ham and Shem together. So anyway, go to the first video, right, defining AASH, and I'll break some of that down. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Smash the like button, comment, share. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these numbers going. You know, my mission is to bring these things to you, okay? I want to give a shout out to people. Now, AASH-Beni Israel, we're not here to debate, okay? If you want to, my job is to bring the basics, and my job is about going to my people, dealing with them, talking with them, and us proclaiming ourselves to be B'nai Israel. So again, this is not a camp. It's not a congregation. You know, you have Eritreans. They have 9 tribes. They're Eritreans. Ethiopians, they have 80 tribes. The Ethiopians. Us, we're AASH-Beni Israel. We have 12 tribes. We have been scattered amongst the nations or whatever. But, you know, excuse me, us in the Arab, Indian Ocean slave trade, us in the transatlantic slave trade, we are AASH-Beni Israel. And we're scattered in India. We're scattered in all these different places. Okay? All right, let's go. So, another thing too, AASH-Beni Israel, we're not here to debate. If you want to get more information on certain things like history and things like that, you can go to Divine Prospect, Ron Shields of Kingdom Harbinger Ministry. You can go to them. You can go to Zion Lex. He deals with the Hebraic history. He deals with Torah. He deals with the Sumerian aspect of history. He deals with Kemet. So he brings forth information concerning the authenticity of our the authenticity of our history. You have Ron Dalton of Hebrews to Negroes. He has done documentaries showing our history, showing our heritage. You have an elder, Remy Iona. He's Nigerian. He's Igbo. He wrote books showing the connection between Igbos and African Americans, right? You can look at people from Madagascar. You can look at people, the Limba and Zimbabwe, South Africa. You can look at Beit Yisrael or the Falasha. You can look at the people in Ghana, the Sefwi community. You can look at people, the Ashantis. You can look at people in Uganda and Kenya. We have a bunch of people who know our history, that we're AASH-Beni Israel, okay? So going forth, we will be proclaiming ourselves as AASH-Beni Israel. All right. So Afro-Asiatic, that's Ham Shem. Again, that's in Genesis chapter 10, verse 6 through 20 and 21 through 32. Now, this chart right here, this shows you Afro-Asiatic, which is Ham and Shem, people, land, and languages. Remember, this was Ham, and remember this part, that's Shem. But Afro-Asiatic, this is one continent. This is Eden. Remember, from the great river Euphrates to the river of Egypt, the Nile River, right? So this part right here is connected from the Middle East, and it goes all the way into Africa. But this is considered one thing, you know? So, and then you see half of Africa is Afro-Asiatic, okay? You have Shemitic, peoples, lands, languages, and culture. You see right there, that's Shem. And you see Israel, it has the green, which is Ham, because remember, it is a part of Africa, but the Israelites are Shemitic Africans. Hebrew, Israel, Israelite. The biblical borders from the river of Egypt, right, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Boom. So this is the biblical borders of Israel. So even though sometimes we see the small of Israel, but this is how Israel biblically to Abraham actually looks. Okay. Again, Ham, Africa, Shem, Middle East, Afro-Asiatic. It's together. All right. Remember, like I said, if you go to the other video, the first video defining AASH-Beni Israel, but here's the dictionary of Hebrew. Hebrew, a member of the Semitic people, inhabiting ancient Palestine and claiming descendant of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Israelite, right? The language of the Afro-Asiatic family. So when you look up Hebrew, you see Afro-Asiatic and you see Semitic. So we are Afro-Asiatic Shemitic Hebrews, AASH, which is Afro-Asiatic Shemitic Hebrew. We are Middle Eastern, Northeast Africans. We're in Asia, Shemitic, Semitic. So again, you see how Shem, it comes all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Israelites. Okay. Ham again, that's Africa. Shem, Africa, Middle East, Asia. Japheth, white, Europe, and then Asia. Because remember, you have Shem, you have a certain part of Asia, and then Japheth has the other part of Asia. And this right here, this is the sons of Noah. These are the 70 nations. So all those names that I just said, these are considered the first. This is the foundation. These are the 70 nations. And then if you look at this, it keeps branching off to however many nations we have today. It started off first with Noah's 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and then their descendants, which is 70. So from this 70, everyone else comes from the 70. If it split, for all the nations of the earth goes back to the 70 goes back to the 3, and the 3 goes back to the 1. And then remember, Noah goes all the way back to Adam and Kuwa. Boom. We have the world and the nations genealogy. We also have ours because we're from Shem, Arphaxad, which I showed you, how it goes down to Israel. All right. Again, don't forget to subscribe. If you type in AASH dash, you can just do dash Afro. You'll see the channel. It comes up right like that, or you can even put AASH Afro-Asiatic, or you can just put AASH dash Afro for short, and you'll see this channel go up. Smash the like button. You also, if you're watching, smash the like button if you watch in the future. So I need you to subscribe, smash the like button, comment, hit the notification, because I'm going to keep bringing forth more information. The journey starts now. So I appreciate you all for taking your time, starting this journey with me. Remember, if you haven't, go watch the first video, defining AASH, then this would make sense. So I broke down AASH, and then with this, I'm breaking down the world and breaking down where we all come from, which is Noah's sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And I want to say a couple of things. First of all, I want to let you know that AASH, we're not racist, we're not hate, we're none of that. We're not a congregation, we're not none of those things, right? AASH-Beni Israel, how you have Ethiopians, you have Eritreans, you have Nigerians, you have Kenyans, you have Zimbabwe, you have AASH-Beni Israel. That's who we are. So this is us declaring who we are as a nation. For full, we're AASH-Beni Israel of African descent, but for short, we're AASH-Beni Israel. So officially, when we want to be recognized, so we're giving the world, we're giving everybody our declaration. We're AASH-Beni Israel of African descent, and we're AASH-Beni Israel for short. AASH-Beni Israel for short, okay? All right, so no longer, now one thing I want to say, a couple of things. First, I want to say that when Israel, when we was in Egypt, and Yah told Moses to tell Israel to put the blood of the lamb on the doorpost. This is the thing. In Egypt, you had the Israelites, but then you had also all the other nations there at that time. Some of them was in captivity too. So when Yah told Moses to tell Israel to put the blood on the doorpost, those who did that were saved from the death plague, you see, as it is today. Now, it wasn't just the Israelites who feared Yah and listened to Yah. You had some Egyptians, you had the other nations. So it wasn't just Israel that came out of Egypt. It was Israel, the Egyptians, and the mixed multitude that came out together, right? So what does that show you? First, when you see Yah with Noah in the ark, right? So on the ark, you had the Africans, you had the Hamitic Africans, you had the Shemitic Africans, and then you had the Europeans, Indo-Europeans, and Asians. Yah saved them all. He saved them all. These was Noah's 3 sons, because we all come from them. So he saved them all, right? Noah was righteous, and he deemed his sons righteous. So when you're righteous, Yah will save you, right? And then you'll see in Egypt, Yah didn't discriminate. If you was a Gentile, if you was from another nation that wasn't AASH-Beni Israel, and you love Yah, you follow his word, you follow their instructions, you have an invitation to salvation. You have an invitation to be saved too. So that's one thing we want to let it be known. You know, we even have people who are Jewish, who are European, who are Arab, all different people that are from Japheth, who they have the spirit of Ruth. Ruth said, your God is my God, your people is my people. We even have Africans. Your God is my God, your people is my people. You know, because remember, the Gentiles, they are the wild olive branch that's inside the natural tree, the natural tree. And the natural branches is AASH-Beni Israel. But Yah still also had the wild olive branch that wasn't by nature and added them in. They was a part of it. If you look in our scriptures, they was always a part of it. Yah even told Israel, be careful. He said, do not hate an Egyptian. Do not hate an Edomite. So we don't do that. And he also told us for those who were of the nation, right? Those who are the Gentiles, the Goyim, the strangers that dwell amongst us, the wild olive branch, if they love Yah, we was to love them and show them that love. And we need to treat them as if they were natural born. And we would get in trouble if we treated them wrong, because how does that look? If you have some people who are really trying to serve Yah, they love him, they accept his people, they respect the whole system, it would be our fault. We would not be okay for us to come at them a certain way. That's just not righteous. And we don't, and AASH-Beni Israel, we don't have a religion. We follow Tzedakah. Tzedakah means righteousness. Okay. So again, I want to give a shout out to, I want to give a shout out to Divine Prospect, Kingdom Harvest Ministry. Give a shout out to Zion Lex. Give a shout out to Ron Dalton, Hebrews to Negroes. I want to give a shout out to the elder in Ghana, Kohen Natanya. You know, when those who were going to Ghana, when they was going last year, 2019, the year of return, he was the one that was greeting them. He was the one that took them to the slave castle in El Amina. And he's a Hebrew elder who's been there, I think, since the 80s. He was the one who came to America with the Ghanaian president, and him, the president, and the administration of the Ghanaian government declared the year of return, and they offer an invitation for us to come to Ghana. So we definitely want to salute and appreciate and give honor to that elder who's doing this work for us, praying on our behalf. Pray for him. And he, even our flag he has in Ghana, and I'll show you down the line, he supports us. He supports AASH-Beni Israel, and he has the flag in Ghana. So hallelujah, I'm humbled. Thank you. I also want to give a shout out to Iman Zipporah, which is Elder Kohen Natanya's sister. She supported, she brought the flag, you know. And I want to give a shout out to Elder Tameen, to Elder Shlomo. I want to give a shout out to Brother Emmanuel. I want to give a shout out to Albert Ali, Brother Greg, Akdo, man, everybody, man, because I know I missed some people last time. I just want to bring forth that good energy, that good spirit. About Yahoo, man, you know, I can't think of everybody. I want to give a shout out to the community that's in Ghana, Zion and his community. Man, you know, it's so many people. It's so many people. I can't remember everybody. So, you know, one thing I'll try to do, I'll just try to remember, give homage, and give shout outs at the end of this every time. But man, I appreciate you guys starting this journey with me. Again, if you remember, press the subscribe button, okay? Smash the like button, comment, hit the notification, come follow this journey with me. So my job is to let my people know that we're AASH-Beni Israel. So going forth, we will no longer be called nigger. We're not black. We're not African American. We're not none of those terms. We're AASH-Beni Israel. And we're AASH-Beni Israel of African descent. We are not a part of any cult, congregation, sect, anything like that. We're not a hate group, none of that stuff, because we believe that the spirit of righteousness can dwell in all of the nations, and the spirit of wickedness can dwell in all of the nations. You have all the nations, they have an opportunity and access to serve the true living Elohim, follow his Torah, and love his people and respect his people. And right, being grafted into our tree. And you know, they will, you know what I'm saying? They will grab the zitzist, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I just want to say shalom to the AASH-Beni Israel family. Share this, friends, family. For those, let's keep it going. You know what? The first thing, what we're trying to do, let's our goal, let's try to go for 1,000. We're going for 1,000 AASH-Beni Israel, okay? So let's get this going. Let's get 1,000 subscribers. Eventually in the future, I want to actually talk. I want to start talking to an interviewing, I'm trying to take this platform. I'm just starting, but in the future, I'm trying to take it to different heights. You know, eventually I want to get a bunch of flags made for us. You know what I'm saying? So we can have flags, we can have gear, we can just have things that represents who we are. You know what I'm saying? The UN, the world, to recognize us as AASH-Beni Israel. You know what I'm saying? And that would be hate to call us Black Hebrew Israelites. That would be hate to call us anti-Semitic. No, because we're AASH-Beni Israel. There's no hate with us. You know what I'm saying? You have the different nations who can be the strangers amongst AASH-B'nai Israel. They can be engrafted, but one thing they have to do, they have to be humble. They have to have the spirit of Ruth. Like Ruth said, your God is my God, your people are my people. So if you have a person who's not AASH-B'nai Israel, right? If you're humble, you say, hey man, your God is my God, your people is my people. You have no problem who Yah chose. You know, you have no problem with who we are. Hallelujah. You know, Yah told Abraham, he said to you and your people, he said, I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who curse you. So we come in peace. You know what I'm saying? We come in blessings. So we pray that you all come to us in blessings. We pray that, you know, that it's all love and peace. You know what I'm saying? We come in peace. So, Baruch haba b'shem Yahweh Shema Yisrael Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Hero Israel Yahweh Elohim Yahweh is one. Shalom. Oh, and another thing, AASH-B'nai Israel. Some of us say Yahweh, some of us say Yahuwah, and as a collective, we know and we say Yah. We have no problem with that. So, shalom, shalom.